It is the second day of December 2024. We are glad that you've chosen us to inform you and update you on what is making headlines across the country tonight. We have been keeping tabs with the various stories from the corridors of courts in Uganda to Taita Taveta County, where the president was speaking earlier on. So that and much more making headlines. But first, the day's top stories tonight. President William Ruto champions unity as he tours Taita Taveta County, accompanied by other leaders. Ministry of Education orders shutdown of boarding sections in 348 schools across the country, says they are not safe. Ministry of Foreign Affairs launches the 2024 foreign policy document, moves away from the 2014 document. You are in safe pair of hands tonight. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. EBN Prime Edition kicks off right now. Former Deputy President RIGATHI GACHAGUA has yet again pointed an accusatory finger to the state, saying they are fully culpable of the violence that was witnessed on Thursday, 27th of November, at a burial ceremony he was attending where a group of goons attacked his convoy. The former Deputy President says the government carefully hatched and carried out attempts on his life after the withdrawal of his security.
And I now see it clearly. The timing of the withdrawal of those officers was to expose me and create stage for an attack on my person. Whoever removed security from me to expose me is government, so that I'm exposed. On arrival in Limuru, I had like 8-10 young people as bouncers, private bodyguards without, none of them was armed. And we settled down, and in the VIP tent, on my side was Senator for Kiambu, Karungo Thangwa, and on my right was the immediate former MP for Limuru, Peter Mwathi. Suspiciously, the member of parliament for the area never sat with us. He sat across in another tent, and he was busy on the phone throughout because we were just seated directly opposite him. And everything went on very well until the speeches. When the Honorable Peter Mwathi was speaking, a few characters started shouting at him and created a commotion. And then some heavily built guys who are hooded and others with masks came to the VIP tent and brought down the tent where we were, removed the metal bars that hold the tent. Others had stones, others had sticks, and all charged towards me very viciously, menacingly. And that is when we realized there was trouble. And the guys around me surrounded me and put a human shield around me. People who are captured on video attacking the second deputy president, in the same occasion, are seen escorting the member of parliament for the area to safety. You don't need rocket science to know that these criminals and this member of parliament were on the same mission.
The Ministry of Education has ordered the closure of the boarding sections in 348 schools countrywide which have not complied to safety standards as per the Safety Standard Manual for Schools in Kenya. According to the Ministry of Education, an assessment was conducted in September and October 2024, revealing the schools were not approved to host boarding learners. The ministry has further directed that all schools listed in the circular close down the boarding sections, and this will be enforced by regional directors, county directors, and sub-county directors of education. The schools have further been directed to re-register the boarding sections afresh. Now that's some very important news. Just in case you have your learner in boarding school, especially boarding primary schools, you need to go check out all these 348 schools that have been listed so that you don't find your learner to be part of this school. As you take them back to school in January, you're told, we are not accepting boarding learners. So it is important as a guardian, as a parent, that you check whether or not your school where your learner goes to is safely approved and has been approved to have boarding sections. And that is such an important circular that has been raised by the Ministry of Education. Also, as staff at the Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital on Monday held a protest over the suspension of their medical cover. According to the employees, the hospital's board suspended their medical cover, leaving them and their dependents at risk of lacking access to health services. They now demand reinstatement of the cover and reimbursement of money they have used to settle medical expenses, failure to which they will withdraw their services. According to the hospital staff of the University Teaching Referral Hospital Board has also been interfering with operations at the facility. They accused the board of mischief, saying the appointment of Irungu Kamau to replace Ahmed Dagane was flawed.
Say we demand the immediate disbandment of the current board with immediate effect. We demand the immediate disbandment of the current board with immediate effect. It has outlived its usefulness. A caretaker board should be put in place to facilitate the selection of a new board that can continue the hospital growth and development. We urgently call on the Cabinet Secretary for Health to intervene and save this esteemed institution from a board that seems focused on self-enrichment at the expense of employees and patient care. Number 3, we equally demand, we demand the revocation of the board's chair directive to place the CEO, Mr. Dagane, on forced annual leave. The recent developments regarding the forced leave of the substantive CEO have severely impacted the hospital operation, leading to a decline in the staff morale, increased resignations, and a culture of victimization. It's important to note that Kutra workforce has no confidence in the purported appointed puppet CEO Isaac Kamau, due to his lack of integrity, accountability, qualification, and interference.
Lawyers defending Uganda's opposition leader Kizza Besigye, led by Martha Karua, the senior counsel, were denied audience by Uganda's martial court. Karua citing delays in the issuance of special license from the Ugandan Law Council. The defense team expressed frustration, insisting that the trial could not proceed without proper legal representation for the accused. Over 20 lawyers were reportedly affected by the lockout, raising concerns about the fairness of the proceedings. The high-profile trial, which has attracted public interest, continues to face scrutiny for its approach to handling cases involving opposition figures critical of the Ugandan government.
Our team was not properly constituted in circumstances where the lead counsel had no audience before this court.
I applied last week. I was informed that they do not process digital applications, so my physical application was brought on Wednesday. I have looked at the charge sheet. The offenses are alleged to have been committed in Kenya, Greece, and Switzerland. Unless if Uganda has annexed Kenya, and we do not know, Ugandan authorities have no jurisdiction whatsoever on anything committed on Kenyan soil. That is, if at all any offense was committed.
President William Ruto has continued to push for a united country, saying the nation is moving from tribal lines. The president was on a development tour of Taita Taveta County while accompanied by various leaders, including Cabinet Secretary for Mining Ali Hassan Joho, Governor Andrew Mwadime of Taita Taveta County, and the minority leader Junet Mohammed. The head of state also flagged off a number of projects in the region, calling on residents to register for the Social Health Authority.
Mheshimiwa Rais, hii agenda yako ya kushikanisha wa Kenya ni muhimu zaidi, kwa sababu kila mtu anategemea mwingine. Hapa nyinyi mnapanda chakula, si ndio? Mnapanda vitunguu, Nyinyi mnaweza kula hizi vitunguu mkamaliza peke yenu? Si mpaka mkauze nje? Mkenda kiuza mnauliza kabila huko? Mnauliza mtu wewe kabila gani ndio nikuuzie? Si unauzia tu kitunguu ndio upate nini? Pesa. Si namna hiyo.
Kenya hii ni yetu sisi zote. Hakuna jamii iko Kenya hii kwa makosa. Sisi wote ni ndugu moja, watu wa taifa moja. Ama ni aje watu wa Njukini? Si namna hiyo? Ndio tumesema wale viongozi wote ambao wanaabudu sanamu ya ukabila, wao biashara yetu na sisi imekwisha. Ama namna gani jameni? Tunasema ya kwamba we want leaders who have the plan, who have the foresight, who have the interest, who have the passion to unite the people of Kenya. Sisi ni ndugu moja jameni. Sisi ni watu wa taifa moja. Ukabila haiwezi kutusaidia, migawanyiko haiwezi kutusaidia, chuki haiwezi kutupeleka mahali popote. Tukiungana, Waswahili wanasema umoja ni nini? Si umoja ni nguvu jameni? Tuungane sisi wote. Ndio hivyo ndio mimi nimesimama. Ndio nimesema hata saa hizi tumetengeneza serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote. Hakuna haja ya kubagua hawa na wale na sehemu hii na sehemu ile. Sisi tunataka kuwa ndugu moja. Kama mtu wako na mawazo akuja achangie hapa ndani, ndio tuweze kutembea tukiwa pamoja.
At the same time, President William Ruto continued the government's efforts to scale up the last mile connectivity project. The government is investing 1.1 billion shillings to connect 9,000 households in Taita Taveta County to power, including 900 beneficiaries from Wundanyi constituency. President William Ruto was in Wundanyi, Taita Taveta County, where he launched the last mile electricity connectivity project, flagged off rural electrification and renewable energy corporation para electrification project and addressed residents.
County yenu, munisikize vizuri. Tumewapatia shilingi bilioni 1.1 1.1 billion ya kuwaunganishia stima. Ile nimeanzisha leo imekamilika. Hizi munaona hapa leo. Tuko na projects 6 ambayo tunaanzisha leo. Kuunganishia watu 800 hapa Wundanyi stima. Kwa miezi miwili ijayo itakuwa imekamilika. Hiyo project yote ndani ya mwaka mmoja inayokuja. Tunataka tuunganishe watu 9,000 hapa Taita Taveta County kwa huduma ya stima, kwa sababu tumesema hatutaki stima iwe starehe ya matajiri. Stima iwe ni haki ya kila mwananchi, bila ya kujali anaishi nyumba aina gani, anaishi sehemu gani, ako na uwezo wa kiasi gani. Kuunganisha stima, tutawaunganishia stima bila malipo yoyote.
Muhimu ni kwamba hata kule Taveta kuna mtambo ya mchele. Vile vile kuna kiwanda inayokuja ya ndizi. Sisi kama wizara tutawekeni nyinyi transformer ya 3 phase ili isaidie nyinyi katika hiyo kazi ya viwanda.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi says President William Ruto continues to receive heavy critics from the media and Kenyans at large because of the country's democracy that is an envy to regional, continental and global partners. Speaking during the launch of the country's 2024 Foreign Affairs Policy document at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, Mudavadi says Kenya has taken leadership positions for political and socio-economic gains that will include improved infrastructure and trade development.
Kenya's role as a diplomatic hub is now well established. We facilitate 109 resident diplomatic missions and host 148 intergovernmental and international organizations. Since 1972, when the United Nations General Assembly officially adopted Nairobi as the global headquarters of the United Nations Environmental Programme, UNEP, Kenya has remained steadfast in promoting environmental diplomacy.
The 2024 policy document replaces the 2014 document. I call this new policy our own Twiga diplomacy. a foresighted, adaptive, agile, and dignifying foreign policy. For 5 reasons. Number 1, this policy centers citizens and the diaspora as both owners and drivers of the policy, identifying their agency, innovation, and participation as integral to the realization of our foreign policy objectives.
Through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kenya has flown its flag very high. It's a country which is recognized very easily globally. This has been done by the people we have chosen to our leadership, Their Excellencies, the President, our diplomats, our sportsmen, our businessmen.
Members of Parliament are set to hold a Kamkunji on Tuesday, 3rd of December 2024 at Parliament buildings to discuss challenges facing the implementation of the Universal Health Coverage Program. Health Cabinet Secretary Deborah Mulongo and other players in the health sector will appear before the members to enlighten them on progress made in the transition from the National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF, to the Social Health Insurance Fund. Members of the public, through the elected representatives, had voiced concerns over the teething problems with the implementation of the medical scheme was facing.
Thank you. On the Speaker's Kamkunji on implementation of Universal Health Care, UHC. Honourable members, as you may be aware, the enactment of the Social Health Insurance Act number 16 of 2023 established 3 health funds, namely SHIF and the Emergency Chronic and Critical Illness Fund, ECCIF, all managed by the Social Health Authority. The said act provided a framework that succeeded the NHIF with the intention of enabling the government to achieve its commitment of providing comprehensive universal health care to all citizens. Honourable members, the Minister of Health rolled out the UHC program on 1st October 2024, and the progress has been encouraging despite a few challenges. Indeed, several members of this House have voiced concerns from the electorate regarding some of the teething problems in the implementation of the program. In this regard, honourable members have received and acceded to a request from the Cabinet Secretary for Health seeking to engage with all honourable members on various matters relating to implementation of UHC program.
A total of 15 business companies from the Republic of Tunisia have visited Kenya for a 2-day Tunisia and Kenya Business Forum in a bid to form partnerships and explore opportunities, reinforce cooperation, and to connect with Kenyan clients and business people. The ambassador of the Republic of Tunisia, Anur Ben Youssef, was leading the Tunisian delegation for the first time in Mombasa, Kenya, to mark a milestone of the cooperation between the two nations. Speaking in Mombasa, Youssef said that the country's choice to bring the Tunisian economic delegation to Mombasa is motivated by the potential of the city as the economic heart of Kenya, offer to the investors and the economic operators, and thanks to its most important seaport in East Africa as a gateway for many East African countries.
But Tunisia, nothing is prevent us to travel and to make relation business. Tunisia has a comparative advantages among others in construction and electrical, mechanical materials, health services, pharmaceutical products, textile industry, tourism, and agri-food business, and especially olive oil, as my colleague mentioned. Kenya has also many comparative advantages in sectors like tea, coffee, flowers, tourism, health, services, and technology of information and communication.
A lot of opportunities that are rife for businessmen both in Kenya and in Tunisia, and that is what led to a more strong and candid conversation between us and the Embassy of Tunisia that has given rise to this delegation. What we see here is a first of many, hopefully, and we are looking at reciprocating. So we are, welcoming the delegation from Tunisia here, but we are also already in talks to have a key delegation to go to Tunisia and be able to, just cement those closer partnerships.
So we are here today to enhance the cooperation between Kenya and Tunisia. Our target today is to develop partner area to connect companies together. We are here today with 9 companies specialized in agri-food sector, in electrical also materials and products, in construction products. All these companies they are the best companies maybe in Tunisia. They are here today to connect with Kenyan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at that point, allow us to take a quick breather. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
Watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
From Nairobi, Kenya, this is EBN TV.
EBN TV cares about the growth of your business. To advertise with us, call 0725 386 501 or 0740 653 453. EBN TV, transforming your world.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Gender-based violence and female genital mutilation, FGM, are among the contributions to new infections of HIV in Baringo County. This is according to the county director in charge of youth affairs and gender, Luka Aengwo, who spoke in Kabartonjo during the World AIDS Day on 1st of December. Aengwo pointed out that new cases that are reported are caused by violence against both genders as couples engage in drug abuse, resulting to violence and self-harm. He lamented that there are people who carry out female genital mutilation secretly, pointing out that the practice is on the rise majorly along the Kerio River in Kerio Valley. He revealed that there are medics in the region who claim to offer the cuts medically and that they will be brought to book.
FGM, hiyo bado ni violence kwa sababu at the end of the day the government of Kenya has stated na imesema kwamba hiyo maneno inastahili tuache. Unasikianga msichana anatolewa akiwa mchanga, anafichwa, anaenda, then unasikia amepata mashida. Tafadhalini, wacha tukae pamoja na mambo ya FGM, tujaribu kabisa kuachana nayo.
Gender-based violence contribute to some of the infections of HIV/AIDS to some persons. So gender-based violence inakuwa kiini ya kuambukiza wengine, kwa sababu wengine wanakunywa pombe na badala ya kuwa na proper reasoning wanakuwa na vita kwa nyumba ama wanafanya mambo ambayo haiambatani na ile self control tumesema za zile, ndiposa ina cause kuambukiza kwa virusi. FGM in Baringo imekuwa rated 21% in Baringo. But in the year 2023, November, December, FGM ilipanda. Na hatujui ni nini imefanya ikapanda. Kwa Baringo North, area ya Parwesa iliongoza. Na hata last year tukikuwa na the last day inaitwa World Human Rights Day tarehe 10. The same FGM was happening.
Now to some sad news, the Kenya Medical Training College KMTC Kitale campus is in mourning following the death of one of their own, Benedict Kipto, a 24-year-old who was allegedly stabbed to death on Sunday, December 1st by his girlfriend during a fight in their house in Huruma after Kipto allegedly came home late. Police managed to recover a kitchen knife from the crime scene that was used in the attack. The body was moved to Cherengany Hospital mortuary as a search for arrest of the perpetrator continues. Now let's get sporty. Football Kenya Federation Vice President Doris Petra has come out to defend her presidential bid, arguing that the current FKF administration has transformed women's football from virtually no recognition to a vibrant game. And if elected, her goal is to further improve the success of women's football by actively involving more women in the sport.
Well, I could not have been in this journey from where I started to the level where I am. I'm in football because I love football. I want to see what is good for football, and not only for footballers, but even people and women who are in football. I want to show them that after even playing football, there's other opportunities you can exploit. You can grow and be what you want, so long as you put your head into doing it.
A controversial refereeing decision sparked violence and a crash at a soccer match in southeast Guinea, killing 56 people, according to a provisional toll the government confirmed on Monday. The fatalities occurred during the final of a tournament in honor of Guinea's military leader Mamadi Doumbouya at a stadium in Zerekore, one of the nation's largest cities. Some fans threw stones, triggering panic and a crash, the government statement said, promising an investigation. A video authenticated by an international news outlet showed dozens of people scrambling over high walls to escape. Now, it's quite unfortunate 56 people dead there, because the football match is essentially supposed to be an avenue where people go unite, banter, but in a good way. Unfortunately, that has turned tragic. And this is not the first time that we're reporting such a case across the world. There have been multiple casualties due to football matches. And also it's a question of now, how does FIFA, the World Football Governing Body, balance between, referees being, not biased against referees, neither are they biased against teams. So quite a tough balancing act, and no one really expects to go to a football match and not come back home. So we condole with Guinea and of course the teams that will be bearing the brunt of that heavy casualty as well, and the nation at large. So we wrap it up at that point tonight. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourself a fantastic night ahead. Take care. God bless. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.